A week ago I presented these two doodles on Amy's show. The first one was drawn by Forrest on July 24th this year, a day after he announced the chest had been found in Wyoming. I had asked for a hint whether or not I was ever close. The Artie doodle was from December 2019 and depicts an Indian walking, looking down at the trail. I also had two pictures where supposedly the treasure chest had been found. Could I use my doodles and these pictures and figure out where Forrest Fenn had hidden the treasure chest? I believed I could. At first I thought the doodles meant the Nez Perce Ford, but after further investigation I decided Forrest meant Pocket Lake and Shoshone Lake. Operation Nook was about to begin. The players were The Source, Cal Lasers, K-Pro, Justin P., Tucker his bronze-sniffing dog, and me. Oh yeah, and Justin's truck. In 2017, on Mysterious Writings, Forrest wrote, "Let's coin a new phrase. You can't have a correct solve unless you can knowingly go to within several steps of the treasure chest. Otherwise, you have a general solve." Clue 1 is Isa Lake, which sits on the Continental Divide and is the only natural lake in the world that drains to two oceans. The Atlantic Ocean is warmer than the Pacific, and the eastern end runs into nearby Shoshone Lake. Clue 2 is and take it in the canyon down, not far but too far to walk. We are driving down the contiguous canyon 1.1 miles to the home of Brown. Clue 3 is put in below the home of Brown, which is the little parking area for DeLacy Creek Trailhead. Walter DeLacy entered Yellowstone in 1863 searching for gold. He didn't find any gold, but he did discover Shoshone Lake. This is also the home to a large community of brown sandhill cranes and their migration to Shoshone Lake. We parked in the picnic area and then just cut through the woods to get to the trail. Clue number 4, from there it's no place for the meek. This is where you leave civilization and start the walk through the woods and the DeLacy Creek Trail. Clue 5, the end is ever drawing nigh. This is where you leave the trail at the draw where Dry Creek crosses, which is the exact line of latitude at 44 degrees 26 minutes. Clue 6, there will be no paddle up your creek, which is the end of Dry Creek and the confluence of DeLacy Creek. Clue 7, just heavy loads and water high. This means DeLacy Creek, which runs into Shoshone Lake, which is the second largest lake in Yellowstone, and the largest lake in the continental United States that can't be reached by road.
If you've been wise and found the blaze, that's the GPS. Otherwise, you get here and it would be so lucky to find that nook.
It would. And just for clarity, there are mountains that you can see here.
I can see mountains and trees.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know if any of this is sagebrush though. I don't know.
There was some isolated sage in the forest, but few and far between.
Yeah, definitely mountains.
Next I will present what we consider the correct solve. This uses homophones and kangaroo words in the poem to solve the GPS coordinates needed to walk within a few steps of the spot where Forrest stashed the treasure chest. In November 2017, Forrest wrote Scrapbook 107, his greatest teaser, alluding for the need to listen for homophones and use numbers. He even titled it, "People Just Don't Understand." He used Homo sapiens coupled with a rotary phone and numbers. He uses the homophone right and right. He talks about his location in quotation marks. He talks about keeping his eye on the telephone lines and numbers. "It's so jumbled the sound gets distorted," he wrote. Forrest was so clever. This is Justin's solve of the poem using homophones and kangaroo words to solve the poem and get the GPS coordinates. One thing that I want all the viewers to understand is we know we are not the first people to do this. A lot of people have tried to use numbers and get GPS coordinates. The other thing I want everyone to understand is that we are not trying to convince you that this is the correct solve. This is just what we came up with and what we believe. Using the GPS coordinates, we walked across the meadow into the woods.
There too. Yeah, you show her. Oh, what the hell? Oh, there's the leaning tree and the other leaning trees.
Right. Come over
Yep. We got the trees. Right there. Yeah. Leaning tree. Yeah. Tree. Yeah. And that's the pine tree right there.
We found it earlier in the day. Sun was not there.
Okay, so where's the hiding hole? The nook with the two spikes. Yeah. There's two limbs on the tree that match exactly. Oh my God.
Well, this doesn't prove anything, but it doesn't disprove anything either. It certainly helps his case.
You found the picture.
Immensely.
You found the photo.
After finding the spot, we spent several more hours there. Justin put his forensic skills to work, checking the splintered logs for a match to the photos. I, on the other hand, spent my time grinning ear to ear. Sometimes I tried to channel Forrest. I finally had closure. When we got back to the picnic area, we wondered if we maybe had been duped. It was time to bring out the bronze-sniffing dog.
Does not like that bag.
Yep. Nope.
Oh yeah, he's back.
Wow.
Oh yes, he's sitting. Because he's getting a treat.
Good boy. That's like a positive sign.
Does that mean he smells something?
On our final day in West Yellowstone, Justin and I went back one more time. It was my third visit in 4 days. Operation Nook was a giant success. I now had total closure. On June 6th of this year, Forrest said, "The treasure has been found. It was under a canopy of stars in the lush forested vegetation of the Rocky Mountains, but the poem in my book led him to the precise spot. The people on my team all say, 'Congratulations to the finder. You did an awesome job.'" As we drove home yesterday, Candy called to confirm that she was able to match one of Justin's pictures to the log in the photo. We all believe this was where the treasure chest had been hidden. Another big thanks to all the Operation Nook players. I couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. Justin sent these next 4 slides just as I was wrapping up this video. These might help clear up some of the confusion.